Georgia meanders down Fairground Avenue in her bare feet and eats leftover ice from a blue raspberry slushie with her fingers. It is 2:25 a.m., and navy clouds block out the sliver of a crescent moon. Sidewalk becomes boardwalk. Lake water splashes up through the spaces between the wooden boards. She cannot see the water, but she feels it between her toes. Georgia has only swum in Lake Ligeia a handful of times. School teachers used to prohibit swimming on trips to the beach, citing different reasons each year. The undertow, E. coli bacteria. The tourists swim in the lake no matter how rough the conditions, but most locals have been discouraged from water activities for their entire lives. Georgia has a hunch that is because of Port Peter's namesake, a privateer ship captain named Peter Isabar. In the late 17th century, white American settlers, former Puritans who had renounced their faith and fled New England, slaughtered their way through the already populated lakeside land and claimed it as their own. They could not justify their genocide of the area's indigenous peoples by divine providence because they no longer believed in the Winthrop god of cities on hills. They instead told themselves that as victims of rigid Puritan ideology and hard living conditions back in New England, they were forever victims and were simply committing atrocities in the name of survival. They named their blood money town New Michigan because of its proximity to a lake, despite Lake Michigan and Lake Ligeia bearing little resemblance to one another. Captain Peter Isabar crashed his ship, the Grande Arabella, against the rocky cliffs of New Michigan in 1809. It is said that on a completely clear and calm summer night, the entire crew of the Grande Arabella jumped overboard into Lake Ligeia, lured by women singing from the water. Captain Peter was left to man the boat himself and died on impact. When townspeople searched the wreck the next morning, they found bricks of gold stolen from other ships during the captain's privateering. 3 settler families split the loot among themselves. New Michigan was renamed Port Peter and given a new town slogan, a port of riches, despite not being a real shipping port. A full-sized model of the Grande Arabella was constructed and anchored in a shallow part of Lake Ligeia in the 1970s. At first it served as a hotel, but it was later converted into an expensive restaurant and jazz bar.